and I would love to get to know you a little bit as well, if that's okay with you.
Okay, that's great introduction actually, and thank you for inviting on my channel on your channel actually. And yeah, sure. I'm Deepika. I'm from
Mm.
Palwal, Haryana. Uh, it's not too far from Delhi actually. Okay,
Yeah.
and I hold master's degree in commerce. Previously, I worked as a teacher, but right now I'm a completely homemaker, and
Mm.
I'm married, blessed with two lovely daughters. Alongside managing my home and kids, I also run a small YouTube channel, English with Deepika.
Okay.
Earlier I uploaded only solo video, okay,
Mm.
but now I'm also uploading conversation video too.
Mm.
And if I come to my hobbies, so yeah, I love to listening songs, okay, and I'm nowadays I'm passionate about this language, okay, so that's why nowadays I'm working on my English speaking skills as well as
Mm.
communication skills too. And nowadays I also build a new habit to connect with different peoples and talk to them. I love this I love this hobby, okay, so that's a
Mm.
little bit about me.
Okay. That's a lovely introduction, and that's good to know that you are expanding your channel to having conversation with people as well. Because I think the best way to learn is having conversation. I mean, you could be just uh, listening and reading grammar and everything, but until and unless you start speaking, I think it can become quite difficult. But that's amazing that you're doing that. And okay, so can you tell me a little bit about your state and your city? Like, if I were
Okay.
to, if I were to come to your city, what's the first thing you would mention? Like, you should definitely visit these places, and these places are really nice for tourist perspective. So, any place that you
Ac-
could suggest.
Actually, I live in Palwal. Okay,
Mm.
I also already mentioned it's not too far from Delhi. Okay, so it's very have a busy you can say city. Most of the people you always say see traffic, okay, traffic
Mm.
and busy people with their work. Otherwise, uh, in our city is not any famous for anything else, I think, because it's now come to and Delhi NCR, okay.
Mm.
Oh, and yeah, in I've come to our state. So in state, our really famous for our, especially for the sports. Okay,
Mm.
most of the sportsmen and women also belongs to our mm, sorry our state. Like
Yeah.
if you heard any Olympic sportsman, okay, most of that comes from this state. And
Mm.
our state also uh, know about some historical events. Like you already know heard about it, Mahabharata, okay,
Mm.
in a Kurukshetra. This was happened, the war is happened, you can say, still, yeah, up yet it's a very big and crucial war. It's like in
Mm.
whole era.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's also the famous thing is in uh, it's not as a special cuisine for our state, but yeah, uh, curry pakora, and
Mm.
mostly important thing is the curd milk and curry pakora and buttermilk, like that. It's very famous. And also what say ghee,
Yeah.
because all our thing is full of uh, pack is what say I think I forget the exact word actually.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, I get it. So, these are the famous cuisines from your state, and like you mentioned, the places in Mahabharat also. Okay, so that's great. But can you tell me a
And
little bit
second
about
thing is the
what's?
Panipat.
Yeah, could you repeat?
I actually I forget one thing. You heard about the Panipat War, first and second. It also
Yeah, yeah.
happened in our state, in a Panipat place.
Hmm.
So that's a
Yeah,
little
well,
bit.
yeah, that's a lot actually, and that's great to know. Um, so what's your favorite food though? Like, what's your favorite? You mentioned the kadhi pakoda, which is very famous, but your personal favorite, I want to know.
My favorite. I love to Rajma Chawal actually.
Hmm. Okay.
Kadi Chawal also I love, but I prefer Rajma Chawal in than Kadi.
Okay. And so, because you mentioned that you live close to Delhi, so have you visited Delhi?
So many times I visited Delhi, but it's not too far, like 30 to 40 kilometers,
Mm.
30 to 40 kilometers away from my city. So many times, I don't know, it's a countless how many times I visit Delhi.
Hmm. Okay. And I've heard that there is, I don't recall the name of that shop or that place, like that area, where like a lot of women go for shopping and the clothes are super cheap over there. What is it called? Sarojini Nagar, I think it's
I think
called.
you yeah, yeah, yeah. I also visited that place actually. When I was in a college, most of the time with my friends, I also went to the that market.
Hmm. Okay. Well, that's great to know. So, do
Hello.
you love, yeah.
Actually, I want to say one thing. Uh, many some of videos I came across from your some of videos, and I love your content. I love your confidence too, and your English is super. Okay, so uh, firstly, I hesitate to text you for having conversation, but after some time I realized, no, if you really overcome your fear, so you have to do this
Yeah.
thing. So then I text you. Okay. So
Hmm.
yeah, I want to ask some questions, because I was now I'm considering myself as a beginner. So I want to
Hmm.
ask some questions.
Yeah, for sure. You can ask me.
Okay.
Go ahead. Hmm.
Okay. Actually, I have heard about a lot about shadowing practice. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, and and its benefit too. So I would like to know about this. What is shadowing practice and what's the benefit? And which speakers and content are
Hmm.
I should use for my practice. So
Yeah.
I really
So,
want to know from you.
okay. So, what happens in shadowing practice is like there is an audio and video playing in front of you with captions, preferably. And then what you do is you would pause the video and you would repeat what they said. So you would get the sense of tone like, okay, this is how I have to speak. This improves your fluency and your pronunciation. So it's a really good thing to do. And you can do it with anything. The content that you're mentioning, you can also watch movies for that. English movies like Hollywood movies, you can do that. Or best thing that I could suggest is that you can watch kids content. Like if you Google shadowing practice for kids, then you would get to know like there are so many channels like animated channels where they are talking in a slow way, and then you can pause it and then you can repeat it. So when you do that again and again, I think subconsciously it improves your vocabulary even without you getting to know, and you gain confidence, you gain fluency, you kind of get the essence of how a structure is formed in sentence. A great way to do that. And yeah, I think if you haven't started it yet, you should definitely go for it. And I suggest this to a lot of people actually. It's very beneficial.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question here. Actually, when start any clip and audio for listening, then
Hmm.
I used to speak immediately after that person.
Yeah. So first you will listen to that person like one sentence, then you would pause it, and then you'll be like, okay, this is what they said. And usually the videos that are specifically made for shadowing, when you know, they repeat it twice. Once they would speak, and the second time they would let you speak. So they do it twice, and that's the reason why they're specifically called shadowing practice videos. So they are meant for you to be able to do the practice. So that's why you don't have to worry about, like if I have to speak with them or after them. So it's like once you will hear them, like, okay, this is how I have to speak, this is how I have to pronounce words. And then second time you will speak. So that's how the entire video goes. And yeah.
Okay, okay. And sometimes I tried, actually, I tried to imitate anyone, a person. Okay, and I feel so boring. This process, I feel so boring actually. Then how can I build this? You can say habit of for practicing. I mean to say that when I try to do shadowing, okay, then I feel this is a boring process. Then how can I make interesting for our benefits, for my benefits actually?
Hmm. I think, well, it depends from person to person. Some people enjoy this, some people prefer something else. And you don't have to, like, this is not a necessity that you just have to do shadowing practice. It's not like, uh, hard and fast rule that you just have to apply. Some people enjoy it, some don't. So if you don't enjoy it and you don't want to do it, then you don't have to do it. I think English or learning any language, it should be fun. It should be in a way that it sounds like something interesting, something that you would want to do on a daily basis. So if you take it like studies, like something that I have to do, then I feel like after some time you're going to lose the motivation to do it. And then you'll stop, and then you'll start regretting, like, why am I not doing it? I should do it. You'll feel guilty. Then again you'll get back into it, and then again same things would happen. So I think you should explore different methods and do what works best for you, something that you enjoy doing. For example, like, I love to have conversation. So I'm having a conversation
Yeah.
with you, I'm having conversation with so many other people, and so that makes me more fluent, that makes me confident. And because I still remember the first time I was having conversation with somebody in English, I was super super nervous. I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to speak properly. um Maybe I'll stutter. Maybe I wouldn't know what to ask, maybe I wouldn't know what to answer. But then gradually, as I kept having more and more conversations, I built this confidence. And so this works for me. So I wouldn't say that you should also do the same thing. I would say that do what works best for you. And for that you have to try different things. Like, you tried shadowing, and if you feel like that's not working for you, you can try something else. You can try having conversation like we are having right now, which I personally feel like is the most effective way to learn. You can also try reading books aloud, so first thing is, like, you read it in your heart, like, okay, this is how we read. And the second time you read it out loud. So when you do that, I think that's the best way to consume a book, to be able to get to know how to speak. So there are a lot of methods, like countless number of methods that you can try. And so you don't have to force shadowing on yourself. That's what I would say.
Okay, okay, and thank you for your suggestion. And my second question is also regarding reading. You already mentioned
Hmm.
reading. Suppose that if any beginner wants to build a habit of reading, okay, so which type of content, content use
Hmm.
for your build your habit? Because I'm also beginner, I also try to build this habit. Okay,
Hmm.
and yeah, I'm just trying, but sometimes I'm confused. Okay, which books is great for me, because I'm
Hmm.
just I'm trying to make interest, sorry, I'm find interest in books. Okay,
Hmm.
so I want to ask that thing, which content and author
Hmm.
for beginner is a you can recommend it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for beginners, I would definitely say that go for kids' books. It honestly doesn't matter who the author is. If it's an Indian author, it's even better, because they write in simple language. And these kind of books are uh, officially added in the syllabus of students as well, nursery prep, first grade, second grade students, to improve their fluency. And not just fluency, it's about like introducing them to English language. Like, this is how the sentences are formed. And like, very very extremely simple words, actually, not even some kind of vocabulary that you would feel like, I don't understand it, I need a dictionary for that. That would not be the case. Mostly 80% of the words you would be able to understand and comprehend if you are reading kids books. So I would suggest that it doesn't matter who the author is, because whenever they are writing for kids, they always keep kids in mind, like the kind of things they would be able to understand. They also make it interesting, so it wouldn't feel like something that is going to be super boring, because it wouldn't be. Because how kids are, they are not able to focus on things for a long time. So keeping that in mind, they make it super interesting, so you don't have to worry about like whether it would be interesting or not. So yeah, definitely you
Oh,
can go for that.
okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. And when you started your journey, okay, you faced many issues, okay, regarding English learning. So how you tackle at that time, how to tackle these issues, like when you face, you want to improve your English, okay, but you feel you are stagnant at that time, you're not improving much, then how can
Yeah.
you try to improve your English?
Hmm. Okay, so just to clarify, like, are you asking about my personal journey, or are you asking about generally like how one would feel?
Ask about your journey actually.
Okay. Well, for me, I think this was very natural. I never forced English upon myself, and that's why I always tell to viewers, like, do what's interesting. Like I told you right now, like, do something that genuinely interests you, because what happens actually is that when for me personally, I can say that whenever I'm doing something that feels forceful, or something that I have to study, I won't be able to be consistent. And if you want to learn a language, it's very important to be consistent. So I always did the things that I loved. For example, listening to English music, I loved music. Okay, I love is listening to Hindi music, so why not convert that into English music? Now by doing that, I will kind of understand, okay, these are the words that they say, this is how they pronounce it. And I wouldn't even feel like I'm doing some homework, because I'm genuinely just enjoying music. And when you keep listening to it again and again, you get a sense of, okay, this is how I have to speak, this is how a person speaks, actually, literally learning how to speak, right? So I did that. And obviously I started with kids books. For me,
Okay.
it was, initially it was very difficult. It's not okay, I am not from a vernacular medium, like I'm from English medium. So for me, the thing was that I'm telling you the things that were introduced to me in school. For example, with small, really, really small, tiny books that are there with cartoons and everything, that are made for kids, that I suggested to you. So I started with that, and still I could not speak English. I could read it, I could write it, but I was not able to speak it. And it was until much, much later, at the age of like 13 or 14, when I started listening to English songs, or I started watching movies in English. So these kind of things I did, and I just listened for a couple of years. I just listened, like, this is how they speak. And then you don't even realize, but when you start speaking like them. You start using the same vocabulary like them. So this happens,
Yeah.
and a lot of people complain, right? Like, we don't have the environment to learn English. We don't have other people to practice with. So this is what Zoom sessions are for. You can create groups. There are a lot of groups available online. Telegram, on WhatsApp also, on Discord also. So here, you can find similar learners that are on the same level as you, beginners and intermediates. You can choose your level, and then you can connect with them. So what happens is, occasionally they would create Zoom link, and everybody would join, and they can have session. Or you can also have one-on-one session with somebody if you are comfortable with that. So like a lot of things, you there are endless number of ways you can create the environment around you to learn English. So that's what I did, that's what I'm doing right now as well. And this is just how I improved actually. This is genuinely the method that I used, and I would never force grammar on somebody, because I personally also know like how that time was for me when I was studying grammar. I could not understand anything. And I just felt like this is homework, like something that I have to do and something that I was not enjoying. So yeah, that's the thing for me. And also about the
Okay,
thing that
okay.
you mentioned, that sometimes things get difficult and you don't want to do it anymore. I would say take a break. Just simply
Oh,
take a break for a couple of days. You don't have to force English on yourself every single day. I mean, even if I enjoy English, if I have to do it every single day, I would be like, it's too much. I'm not going to do it anymore. And then what happens is, then you take a long break, and then coming back to it can be difficult because you forget the things you already studied, right?
exactly,
So that's the reason
exactly.
why, yeah, it's always recommended that you take a small breaks. Like, you take a break for like 2 days and then you get back into it. Then for 4 days you study it, and then again 2 days of break. So this way you are staying consistent and also giving your mind some time to adjust to a new language. So it
Yeah,
doesn't feel overwhelming or something that you just have to get overloaded with. So yeah,
yeah.
that's the thing.
And feel same thing. Sometime I
Hmm.
same thing I feel. Okay, so I forget. I want to ask something, but I forget actually
It's okay.
right
No,
now.
it's completely okay. But we can discuss your journey. Like what are you doing? Can you share your journey? When you started exactly, why you started, and because there are always different reasons that people start. Somebody can do it for job, somebody can do it for self-confidence. So what was your reason to start English?
Okay, actually, I already mentioned previously I worked as a teacher. Okay,
Hmm.
but after having kids, I'm sit at home
Yeah.
completely just because of their upbringing. Okay,
Hmm.
but I want to do something else. I don't want to sit at alone at home actually. Then I came across one day I came across a video of the Hati ma'am. Then I
Hmm.
inspired from her. I also do something else. You don't want to sit at a home. That's not, I don't want to do that. So that's why I'm inspired from that lady. But at the time, I really don't know. I want to do open my channel. I also, learn any language. But after
Hmm.
some time, I tried many MNCs for some. Actually, I want to do search any for job for I can work at home. Okay, so
Okay.
that's why. Yeah, I faced many interviews and somehow I
Hmm.
cracked. Okay, interviews I cracked, but then I also felt like that you are not able to live in that environment because you are
Hmm.
not habitual of speaking English so much. Because uh, I prefer that any particular post and which is you can say demand you
Hmm.
have to be fluent in English,
Hmm.
and you also have a good communication skills too at the time. So then I also demanded that you also shift their you can say place.
Hmm.
You re what say I mean, you want to quit from their place to you shift another place if you really want to do that job, because sometimes
Yeah.
you also do in a night shift. So
Hmm.
that's why. Okay, then I quit that. I not accepted that job at that time.
Hmm.
Then I tried. Then I thought about it. You also work on your English speaking skill as well as communication skills too, because
Hmm.
when your 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 kids once grow, then you will
Hmm.
try for your
Yeah.
job. Then I started my this journey.
Hmm.
And in the started when I started my journey, you can't believe it. I'm at the time I'm considering myself as an introvert.
Hmm.
When I try to speak someone, I feel hesitate. In fact, some interviewer also say, why are you hesitate, why are you uh, sometimes my voice is shivering like that,
Yeah.
cracking sometimes like that. So then I realize you have to do work on yourself.
Hmm.
Okay, so I started my journey from, sometimes I did self talk, mirror technique. Okay, many times. Firstly, I listen a lot. Many
Hmm.
days I listen a lot. After that, I started to speak little bit, not more than 5 to 10 minutes. It's very
Yeah.
quite hard for me. Okay,
Hmm.
after that I also used chat gpt, I mean AI tools I also used. And for to build my confidence, I also recorded my videos,
Hmm.
audios, videos. Also, at the same time, I did the work on my can say communication skills too. So that's why
Hmm.
after some time I felt like that, yeah, you had a little bit confidence. You have to
Hmm.
be connect with other people. But before that, I don't have any partner, any didn't have any partner and all.
Hmm.
Okay, then I started my YouTube channel. And but I watched a many conversational video. But regularly I watched many things, and I also learned from that many things. Then I
Hmm.
started to approach to YouTubers and started to having conversation. And when I started to having conversation, then my journey makes more enjoyable.
Hmm.
Then I feel now you find the way how to how to improve uh, your skills. So
Yeah.
from that day, still I'm doing the same thing. I'm approach many peoples and try to communicate them. So this
Hmm.
is my way.
Yeah. So, the thing that you mentioned that you lose self-confidence while giving an interview, and what
Yeah.
happens is like, I personally feel like us having a conversation or you having a conversation with anybody else, the more conversations you have indirectly in some way, when you actually sit in a proper interview, I think you wouldn't be that scared because now you are used to facing strangers and now you know the way to present yourself. So I think that helps a lot. Although this is a virtual environment, we are having it via screens, phones and laptops, but still it kind of gives you a sense of how to talk to somebody that you don't know and how to present yourself, the kind of questions you can ask them, the kind of questions you can expect, the kind of ways you can answer the questions. And so now if you will actually go into a proper interview setup and you sit down there, your voice will not be shivering anymore because now you would be confident that yes, I can speak because I have talked to so many people before. So your previous experience of talking to strangers online, that will be helpful. So
Okay.
that's a wonderful thing. And I think we can wrap up the session now. If you don't have any questions, that is.
Yeah, I have only last question.
Sure, sure.
If sorry, I want to only two any, you can say tips, anything
Hmm.
recommend for me for
Yeah.
according on my, you can say, performance and all. But
Hmm. I think for you, definitely keep having conversation because, like, what happens is everybody has a different level of English. Everybody has different set of vocabularies. The more people you connect with, and then what happens is when you will watch the video again, you will see like, okay, this is how this person talked, and this is how I responded. And so when you talk to so many people, you will gradually see the improvement. So that's the first thing. And second thing would definitely be that you do some kind of practice. Like you can watch native people speaking on YouTube. A lot of them have their channels, or you can continue with Indian YouTubers. That's personally your choice. Because sometimes I will not say that you do this or that because sometimes some people are not able to understand the American or British accent properly. So then I would definitely recommend that you start with Indian YouTuber, or it doesn't even have to be a YouTuber. It can be anything, but just watch content in English. So these are the two things. Keep watching content in English and don't overload yourself with everything. You can take breaks. Watch, like, just watch a 20-minute video once a day. That's it. You don't have to watch hours and hours of videos just to get fluency, because then your brain is going to get confused, like what are we doing and why are we doing this. So it's just good to, take short breaks and watch short contents. That would be much, much better. And second thing, you're doing great, opening your own YouTube channel and having conversation with people, because that way you can reach out to a lot of people and a lot of people reach out to you as well for
Yeah.
conversations. Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
these are the two things that you should be doing, and I'm sure you will improve your level in within a few months actually. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, and special thank you for connecting with me.
Yeah. So have a great day ahead, Deepika. It was really nice talking to you. I got to know a lot of things about you and your place. And also, we had an insightful talk about how one learns English and what are the problems that they face and how to overcome them. So it was really great and really useful